ATLUS P スタジオブラックウィン
Alright folks, welcome back. It is our 13th session, and winded back so long, there's gonna be a little short story. Winded back, today would be about the 30th day, right? The 30th day. So it's been a month since we started P5X. We started on launch day, all the way up to now. And since then, there has been some controversy, right? Or maybe some divisiveness that I'm a little bit detached from. So long story short, there's a big elephant in the room about P5X, and that was dealing with the gacha component. During my run, like my playthrough of the P5X 1.0, right, the 1.0 content, I did hit 80 threshold, so the 80 golden ticket threshold. So we pulled 80, right? Managed to get we pulled actually 100 times because we managed to get a 5-star on the first 20 pulls, then it resets, and then 80, it took us till 80 to get the free one, right? And that was my interaction with gacha for now, which is off the standard banner for the gold ticket. Now, I told myself then, maybe like somewhere around the 10th session, the 10th consecutive day, that I have to decide if I was going to pull on the limited banner. And today is the final day in which the limited banner will be available for Ren and Minami, or Marion, right? And Joker, right? So those two, I told myself that before the end, I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna use the premium tickets, like the free premium tickets, and then the meta jewels to try to get one of them, or because Yui is still gonna run for another 2 weeks. So that's the long story short. Now, there has been some very controversial hot takes and lots of emotions dealing with the gacha component, because there has been drawing a lot of contrast between how the gacha is being done between the Japanese and global servers versus the Taiwan and like Korean and Chinese servers. And I'm not going to touch upon those emotional things. I enjoy playing P5X, like whatever they're offering for free, and this is going to solely continue to be a FTP, a free to play completion or coverage of P5X, much like I do with my other live service game, which was 2 others, Neverwinter and coincidentally PSO2 NGS. Now, PSO2 NGS has remained free to play. However, Neverwinter, way back in 2013, I actually bought like a founders thing, because that was my contribution to Neverwinter. I was thinking very similarly for P5X, but for now it's staying free to play. I think I'd like to keep it free to play because unlike Neverwinter, I do intend to play all the Persona games. 3 again, actually, probably for the 4th time, and then finish up P4 for the first time, and then pick up P5R sometime next year, right? A little closer to the next Persona 4 revival. So I was going to do this whole legacy thing, but then P5X rolled around, and since it is a live service gacha game, or live service game as well, I like to clarify that I do make a distinction between a gacha and a live service. A live service can have gacha, or it can have microtransactions, or it can only have battle passes. Like, a live service is something that is an ongoing game that you must have the mindset that it is frequently updated and it's free to play. It has a free to play component. And how it is monetized is, one method is gacha, is a way to monetize it. Subscription is like a premium subscription. So a freemium game is another way to stack on to a free-to-play component, right? It still qualifies as live service. Or like you have competitive shooters, pay to get, like pay to play, play to pay kind of situation. There's another model, right? So in this game, it's the gacha. And it has become very, very clear that they have accelerated development, and that the accelerated development apparently is not mirrored by the mist in free materials to keep up with the game's like meta or what have you. Largely the banner. The banners are what people are concerned about, which is the stock to get banners. For myself, mechanically, the restricted nature and the limited resources, this isn't necessarily a way to say coping. I enjoy that type of thing where you like try to make resourceful decision making and stuff. But yes, gacha can prevent you from getting your ideal case of getting those things. And I haven't, in my over 20 years of playing live service games, I'm not a person who can empathize with comparisons and like free stuff and whatnot. I think monetization will be monetization. I will engage with it if it benefits me, I suppose, like in a way. But I typically, whatever they give is whatever they give. If it doesn't prevent it, if it necessarily makes it insufficient for me to participate in the content that they release, then I stop playing the game. That's how free to play works for myself. Now, if I want to contribute value to P5X, yes, I would agree with a lot of people where if the deals are sweeter and the purchasing window is more generous or much more permanent, then I am more likely to spend money to give back to the developers. Now, for the time being, it's an accelerated schedule. There were some announcements that are a little bit different. Cosmetics are permanent on the global server in Japan, so that's an interesting choice. It still forwards their business proposition of pigeonholing, encouraging people to buy banners at accelerated rates, which, again, that is the controversy here, where you are on the percentage of free-to-play services that contribute to the proportion of pulling banners from the game is less, right? With less time, there's less stockpiling, and that less stockpiling with poorer odds, like there are obviously contrasts, but based on the broadcast was today. That's why I'm streaming today, before tomorrow's update, or actually it's this evening's update over here in the United States. What I have to say about it is people can voice their opinions, right? But I think voicing their opinions in a way that doesn't cause a game to end of service, like reach an end of service decision, is kind of my balance between it. I can understand the outrage and emotional consequence of knowing that another server, like other regions, are treated differently when it comes to the execution of rollouts. For myself, I prefer, like if I had to pick, I prefer the accelerated schedule despite having rewards or not compensated for the progress. Because for myself, I'm going to demonstrate now today what the maintenance cycle is once you complete the 1.1 now 1.1 amount of content. It takes me 5 minutes, like 5. I could be really diligent and go up to 10 minutes a day, right? So the accelerated schedule will allow me to consume more content. That is independent of the banners, and that's my particular a bit agnostic approach to this. Now, with all of that, I still get to, they throw tickets at you and stuff, so I get to use them. And for me, someone who is on an accelerated schedule and talking about how to approach playing with your resources, usually the earlier you invest in something, the more likely it will return on time saved or something. So today is the day. I decided that we're going to use whatever premium tickets and jewels that we have to try to at least land on one of the 5 stars. And one of them, the one that I would like, is Miriam, Minami, the healer, because I'm a little bit mid on Luferu and Morgana as the healers, and I see Ren as more or less substitutable, and as well as Yui for sure, for seeing theory crafting and all that stuff, and then all that other information. I've done a lot of background information. I tend to double down on how much knowledge I do. We're not going to go into metagame and stuff. I keep them on the back if anyone's curious. I don't really play in a void when it comes to live service stuff, but I don't go over them too. I'm not a min-maxer, and min-maxing, and I'm not a victim of FOMO. I do not cater to FOMO. I like to play game mechanics. So what I believe P5X is a great way to have a casual approach, a facilitated, expedited, streamlined, or you can consider watered down version of Shin Megami Tensei's series long history of refinement of the turn-based genre, right? Turn-based JRPG genre, along with its social life renaissance since Persona 3. It's a great, I enjoy it. So the accelerated content, maybe they'll compensate, maybe they'll do like the trickle effect. Sometimes investments are very difficult to look at in the present tense when it comes to people who are evaluating their decision based on immediate future and decision making. Like, for example, what is doubling the metagems, which is what they're doing for the maintenance, B, how many different maintenances are going to happen in the future? So like we're talking about like APRs, right? Or interest over time, compounded interest, investment and conversion of time and functionality over a course of time. So for now, it looks like the schedule is continuing to accelerate. When it continues to accelerate, it means that the access to those resources attached to those events will continue to be given at an accelerated rate. Now, if you're comparing apples and oranges, the time factor is not being treated with equal weight. When people say like, oh, you can't get the banners because the banners are coming in hot as well, like certainly, right? Certainly. But because the content is coming in hot, you also have those resources being available when compared to the extended sequences. So or the previous servers, which had like double the amount of time, right? So when it comes to investment normalization, across the board, you'll have access to more resources. Now, the question is, what happens when it sinks? If it sinks, is there's going to be a disparity, right? Because the total amount of resources is going to be lower due to less time, right? But proportionally is relatively staying the same, insignificantly staying the same, in my opinion, negligibly. However, these things do feel very robust and important in the meantime, and I totally understand the divisive controversy, but I'm agnostic to it. I like playing content, so these last like week, I've been waiting a week. It's kind of nice that I got a week's break, but there's not much to do. Like when Metro of Desire came out a week ago, I'll show what happened. So this is like a catch up of all of the month stuff. I might do this regularly, every like the last month of an event, like a month's event. Maybe I'll do something, or when I reach a threshold of gacha tickets, right, I will try to do this to capture and record what it's like to spin or roll the die or pull things without feeling like I'm missing out or anything like that. I really don't. I think it's often a pleasant surprise. It's an extra. I quite like using whatever I'm given and then trying to get it. Now I'll show what that is like how where am I relative to people who are succumbing to FOMO or pickaxing or have already left the game, right? So I just wanted to get that out, address the controversy. I'm a bit agnostic. I do understand that you can only match what they could have done was to match it, but they would have to double the amount because of the reduced schedule at minimum. So one of the ways to compromise is if you're going twice as fast, you're going twice as much resources, right? The events themselves also have resources, so it's not necessarily double the amount, but maybe like 20% the amount. Because like when Metro Desire came out, I basically got like 80% of the resources in less than a day, and that accelerated all the use case for the stuff, and it became to the point where I only spend like 10 minutes a day. So let's go find out. I did see a notice, so let's go check out the notice first. This is probably the announcement. Yeah, for the stuff, we'll go over this tomorrow because this will be implemented tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the 1.2.0 launch stream, right? And we'll probably blitz through it or something like that. And then this was the announcement for the live broadcast. I basically watched the live broadcast, took my notes. Overall, I would say, yeah, there is a lot of friction right now. And maybe something will change. I don't think the broadcast that people were expecting, they were expecting like an emergency meeting, something to turn about. But I think to set things like that in motion requires a little bit more time. So maybe we'll hear more in the future as it's being developed. I won't be here to cover those things. I'm not a news person. But I'll try to summarize the next time. So after tomorrow's 1.2, it's going to be the next thing, which is probably 1.3. And that's sometime like it. They accelerated a couple days. It's August 4th now, as opposed to like August 7th, right? So, all right, let's get into it. So today, what I want to do today is, this is the first limited banner poll. There might be a second one in the future, a third one, a fourth one. The reason why I decided to choose today is they already released what the next guy is, which is in order of the previous servers, and I am not interested in that banner. So the one that I'm most interested now is Marian. Marian, where are we? Going over here? Nope, we're going. So to show you, I have 31 platinum tickets and I have about 34,000 metajoules, right? And Marian, Miyashita is not guaranteed despite drawing 80, right? It's up to RNG, so we'll see. I will at least draw 80 of this. And if I do get her, then I'll draw for the weapons, which I have 64 of as well. So it's getting to 70. I can pad it for 6. And that's what we're going to do today. You can see that she is ending. Where's the timer? She's ending in 6 hours, right? It was, this was all planned. So I'm going to see what it's like. And then I'll go over what it's like, what my routine is for the average day. I'm looking forward to the next like event, the tomorrow's update, because there's something new like mode being introduced right away. Okay, so here we go. No time like the present. I really hope I do get her. It's kind of nice to have another thing to play around, like, you know, like another character to play around. I chose her because I feel like Morgana and Luferu is not that great. Like Luferu's good enough, and then Morgana has like synergy with what is his name? Shiratori, maybe. All right, here we go. We're gonna do it a little bit slowly. We have plenty of time today, so let's check it out. There we go. Let's see how lucky we get. For the record, Luferu and Morgana are perfectly functional. I'll show you what I was able to achieve with whatever I was given. Okay. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I think these are always 2 stars, right? I don't think I've ever seen like a 3-star. I think in the future there's ways to convert all these seals to something. Okay, Motoha is like... I don't really use Motoha too much, but she is my only lightning source. Okay. Fair enough. Here we go again. We'll skip this part. Okay. We'll at least get to this 80 draw if we don't encounter a 5-star early. I am interested in Leon. I do have a Leon copy already, and I will probably have to use Leon still, so because he's our own nuke source. So that's perfectly fine. Alright, that's 20. Go again. I already started pulling. This is 30 offers. Alright. Okay. Again, Leon, I do need Leons. So now we have 3 Leons. So Leon will be awakened too. So Motoha was the only like Alright, and then this is 40, right? Around 40. Another Motoha. No, that she's pretty low on my priority list, unfortunately. Okay, so that's 2. We got doubles. Not feeling too hot right now. All right, so here's 50. could use a Shun if they... Oh no, actually, I don't even know if Shun is in this group. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yes, I do need Shuns. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I do need Shuns. For sure. Shun is part of my main line. My bossing line. So... the reason why I picked this also is like I was kind of, I don't know why Motoha, I was really hoping that Shun be selected for, so I need Shun and Leon's. He's okay. He would be an okay 4-star. So these are the 3 guys that I actually quite want more of, right? For their awaken. So what is this? Are we at, I think this is 60. Oh, okay. We have to rely on Luferu if we don't hit Minami. So, I'll take it for sure. Luferu is my default healer for the foreseeable future without Minami. All right, so that's so this is 70. Oh, we got another Shin. That's good because we need Shuns. We don't need Moko. No, we don't need Moko. So, maybe. I would prefer. What's her name? I would prefer the other girl. I don't remember her name. I haven't gotten used to her name because I haven't used them too much. Only for very specific things. Shiratori I need to boost because he's my only win source. Yeah, so we got 3 in 1. That's pretty neat. Not bad, not bad. So these 2 I need to round out. She's kind of optional right now. She's kind of optional. I don't really think I can squeeze performance out of her. All right, and then our guaranteed 5, right? This is our guaranteed 5. I might do one more set of 80. So that's 15 times 80. That's 12,000. We might do one more. Just I'll decide. Because it's gonna be a long while before I'm gonna pull again, based on the knowledge that I know. I know quite a lot. Like, the nice thing about being able to also translate, like, and stuff. I've been watching like other things in like the Taiwan version and whatnot. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So here's our guaranteed 5, right? Hopefully we get her. We might even try to get her a second time, maybe. This is my investment forward for the next month because I'm basically not interested in drawing again for some time. I do need Miyu. So the other support for team. She's the only other navigator, so you gotta pick up Miyu. We got her. There she is. There she is. So we managed to get Minami. That's all I really need. I just want to use her functionally, but I could greed for her awakening. I could greed with her awakening. Like, I'm not gonna pull Joker or anything. This is what I'm interested in. So our guarantee. Now we have to get to the weapon, right? So since we did pull Minami, we're gonna now go for the weapon. And for me, it's the Rose Thorn, Permafrost, and the Angel Heart. Here we go. So we have 64 millicoins. Let's make sure. I don't think I want. I don't think I'm interested in anything else specifically. So my main line is definitely these three. Rose Thorn is a higher priority than Permafrost, but Shun and are my pillars, right? And then she is going to be a flex. Minami is probably going to be a flex for a bit for a while. All right, so let's go. Let's see. Oh, I haven't seen this animation. I've never pulled from a weapon yet. We just use all the gecko coins for the 4 stars. So, and then the free was Rose Thorn. We used Rose Thorn for the free 5-star. Nope. Okay. Ooh. No. So this is a dud because the event already supplies a 4-star that's pretty good. So, and it's fully awakened already. We're looking for 4s plus, right? Because having extra copies is fine. The music, yeah. Because we do want to bolster the 4 stars that we already have. So it was Mona. Alright. Here we go. Next one. It says rate up. Oh, I see. Wait, does it always say rate up? Oh. Okay. Just sorry, I just noticed this. The UI is a lot. Alright, so we can skip this part. I do need copies of Justice Lance. He is my pivot. Leon is my pivot for bossing. Okay, I mean, I'll take a 4-star Hymn of Life for sure, so that I don't need to like use gecko coins for Minami. Okay. 2 and 1, it's pretty good. Alright. So we have a workable weapon for her. Okay. I do need a more awakening for him. I don't have Yao yet. Yao Ling. Okay. That was okay. It was like below. So what I'm looking for alternatively is probably Navigator. That's not useful. Unfortunate. That's fine. I'm using Shun, so Shun is good. Alright. Justice Lance is good because I need to get him up to speed for certain things. I think we're going 80, padding the 6 that we need. Okay. All right.
できるだけ扱いやすいのがいいな。
That's not. I don't think I'm using Sumi. But we do have we have weapons on every character, so and that can be just boosted for rating. But that's a pretty low one. Okay.
道具の手入れは大事だよ。
I do need that. All right. And then we're doing our padded. So we're doing our padded one for the 7. And here's our guarantee, right? This is our guarantee coming up. Dang. There it is. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's guaranteed. I have no idea. But it's a coincidence right now, right? It's 2 out of 2, which the free one ended up being the dream pick. So I don't know how the math works, but let me try to read the math, right? Let me try to read the math. Using, okay, is an exclusive. You can choose, right. The weapon and 4. The exclusive cannot be selected from the lineup after the gacha period. Okay. Use, sure. Where's the contract? If you didn't obtain a 4-star from the... No. That didn't happen. If you didn't obtain a 5-star from the previous 69, the next draw will have the flat 2 rate, which guarantees a 5. Okay, where's the flat 2 rate? I don't understand what the flat 2 rate is. Oh, out of the 3, I guess? Is that how that works? So, choose 3 to draw from this gacha. The 5 one can be changed at any time. You will also receive the following additional. Wait. Is it the flat 2 rate? Let's, which one's the flat 2 rate? I don't understand! Yeah, I don't understand actually. My inclination is okay. If you didn't obtain okay, so blah blah blah. If you didn't obtain 5 from the 69, the next draw will have the flat 2 rate, which guarantees a 5 after you okay. So what? Oh, the flat 2 rate. Oh, I see. So it was a 50-50. So we no special must wanted draw and then 5-star. Wait, I think it's, doesn't that just mean it's guaranteed? The 5 special most wanted draw has to guarantee. Is that how I'm reading this? Wait, what does the 5 special mean? The special most wanted draw will be valid until you obtain a most wanted weapon of the same rarity. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's guaranteed. Yeah, so let's check this out again. If we do the flat 2, yeah. So if you hit the 80, okay, and then afterwards, this is the no special. Wait, oh no, wait. Right? We could do another 80 to test it. Let's see. Alright, hang on. The most wanted will be valid until you obtain a most wanted phantom of the same rarity. The status for flat rates and special most wanted applies to all gacha to you. The lists have been rounded to the 4th decimal. Alright. So I think that's just how that'll work, right? And now the question is, does that mean should I just grab the others or not? I will not, probably. As much as we'll just come back for them when they replay, but I don't think the others are. So we already did our guarantees, right? Now the question is, do I want to go after an awakening for her?
見ておこ
Let's look at
悩みがあるなら私に話してね。
let's look at her. Like, I have more than enough. What is it? Did I say it was 18? It's 18,000, or is it 15,000? I think it was like 18,000. You can almost get it guaranteed the stuff, but that's fine. We're gonna move them forward. I want to look at her awakening. Oops. Wait, how do I... I don't remember how I look at...
手洗いうがい忘れちゃダメ
There
だ
it
よ。
is. So, talent 1, after Minami heals an ally, increase the ally's damage by 5. Wait, how high does it go with each awakening? Oh my goodness. If I can get 4 at the start, increase... Okay, that's fine, but... Oh my goodness. That's 5%. Interesting. It's okay. I think we're good. We just want to have her utility, right?
マリアン、呼ばれました。
Now, do I want to draw the others? Nah. See, well, that's as expected, right? Everything happened as expected for the contract. So that's pretty much it. I hit 80. I hit 80 or 70, and that's what you have. Overall, I would say I was slightly above average because
状態は
a lot of the stuff dealt with
この武器に変えてみるか
yeah, minus the Kumi thing. I think the weakest rolls were probably Mona stuff. Mona stuff, Moto. Oh, drawing Arai multiple times. I know, unfortunate. But what I mean is, it's a shame she's not as have as much utility. And then Sumi,
言ってね
right? Anyways,
見ておこう
largely functional.
使うなよ
So, alright, so let me just go over what I usually do, right? So, we log in, and this is pretty much what we see all the time. So, how long? Let's just say it's 32. And this process is so quick. So, you go here, pick up your daily bag, right? And then I already know what the tasks are. I actually don't have enough stamina, but since there's an event going on that just refreshed, we pick this up. We just use this, right? And then we do the double. And I think the double I've been doing are skills. Oh, that's interesting. That's the first time that showed up before. While I exited back and forth. I think I'm gonna do weapon forge, right? So, oh, actually, you need leveling stuff. Here is more of like a min-maxing move, I suppose. I don't know. So I typically remove these guys and put in for leveling because I'm gonna need to level her, and I don't think I have leveling material. So I put these guys in. 20%, right? 20%. That's all the slots we have. Come back out. Go into repression, or yeah, realm of repression. There's a double on it, so we're doing alluring, right? 60. This is my main lineup. Yep.
よし行くか
Go in here. This will rolling 120 will give us the daily, right? The daily. Fiction. Beep boop a little, right? All out, wipe it. Jack Frost comes in, or like the big Frost, and then Jack Frost is. Whoops. I didn't change my persona yet. I didn't update my persona line. That's supposed to be a different persona. Okay, we finished that. We roll 4 times for the bonus because of the week, right? And that's 120, enough for the daily. Hopefully it lands the 10%, right? Then we do 3 points social life. So we back out, do our social life. Maybe we get to play a game? No, so I'm just gonna do the crepe thing. Oh, actually, this is fine. First, get all the meta gems possible, right? Do I have money? I should have money. Yes. Right? Special sports drink. Let's see. Oh, hey. Nice. I get the special reward. Guts. Guts is for Shun relations. Time to head out. And that's it. That's it for, we got 3 points in social life, right? And then this event has other things actually. Oh, did it not refresh? Oh, it just, the event ended right away. I was gonna just take the free cash or something. But look at this. So now I want to go over this thing. So Metro of Desire and Spin to Win raffle was introduced at the 1.1 launch, and I already said that there was an achievement for getting all the rewards from it. It actually was all the top rewards, just the top rewards. But even then, you get like 80 excess tickets. I didn't actually, this isn't the max because I actually didn't do 21. So you could add 21 to that. That it means you only had to do like half the days. That's incredibly generous. So you get everything from the box pretty quickly, right? I got them like a week ago. So they ended that. I was gonna collect the extra stuff. There was a little bit of extra stuff for doing the things, and then I think that's it, because you spend, right? Yeah, see? It's done. And that's it for dailies. You're done for the day. Like, there's nothing else to do. Occasionally, like, in the beginning of the week, you might have, like, a Carpenio and a Trial Sea of Souls to do, but we've already locked in the stuff and I can't. Oh, so here's where I sit in free to play, right? The ranking, I didn't push for 10 percentile, like 90th percentile yet, because there's not enough utility. I don't have enough utility in characters to do these in an efficient way, right? So we just hit somewhere between 11 and 30 percentile, or top 11% to 30%, so 70th percentile. Hit above 70th percentile and move on for now, right? And then in terms of the Devourer of Dreams, right? I could not make it to 95 percentile this time. I tried different ways to try to get into the 5%. Last time I did manage to get into 5% based on what I chose to do, and it's this lineup right here. And last time it was a fire lineup because this Dominion or whoever was here in this slot was fire. I could use fire, which I'm most invested in. So you can still keep up with this. It's very close, like with an assistant from someone's Ren because people put up Ren. That's why I don't use Ren. Or I don't filter my things on Ren. But yeah, I couldn't squeeze 2%. And I don't think Minami changes anything. And I did not get Rose Thorn, right? So overall, there's no way I would still be. And I didn't get anything for her either. Other than she's not leveled. Yeah, there's no way I can squeeze in more points to hit 5. But you can still reach... It is possible to reach top 5%. By how I was looking at things. Other than that, that's where I sit in free-to-play. Purely free-to-play. So, when it comes to gems, right? What is my gem count now? We're sitting at 26,000 gems, and I functionally would not go beyond. Maybe in the future, maybe there's some awakenings and whatnot, but I just want the functionality of the characters, right? And I still have, we can probably do our gold ticket draws since standard banner has already confirmed it's like 6 months after the character's release, so it's not going to be for a while. I did draw 10 to do like the Cognigems stuff, so I still have 70 to pull here, but I'm short. I'm at 56. We're not using jewels to, we're not using meta jewels to accompany, so we could do the 56 and see what happens, or we could do 50. Let's see what happens with 50 just to pile it on, right? And I will probably not stream like gold ticket runs and cover them. Probably just the limited things. I'll try to get the other tickets. There are already 14 tickets up for grabs, but I have not hit those marks yet in the game. In the game itself, there's another way to get 14 more tickets. But let's draw 50 for the sake of today's coverage. Maybe we'll hit the 5-star beforehand. What am I missing? I'm missing Ryuji and Lin. Or Yaling, right? Yaling and... Oh, Skull, right? Skull is his name. Okay. So let's just throw another 50 on there. Why not? All for content, right? I do need a copy of her, but she's Team B. And I got Ryuji. So, less than 20 polls. So we'll poll again. So, we're filling out our roster for rating. There we go. You didn't think about it, but this game's pretty generous in having a separate currency for weapon banner. The Hoyo games would have the same gacha currency across the board. Oh, that's interesting. So we got Ryuji. Another thing to upgrade for rating, right? So cool. And then, so now it resets, right? It's 3 overflow. So it's 3 since the last time. That's how this pity timer. So let's draw another 40. Why not? Why not? I only do in 10s, so we'll just do another 40. For the entertainment. I might actually start switching now, because I think she might reach her 2nd awakening status. Okay. Like her 2nd awakening milestone. So we got 30 more. I think she's on her 2nd awakening too. I guess I don't have a lightning source yet, so. Yui would be the lightning source currently, but I'm not drawing for Yui. So we'll make use of it. No, that's a dud. Sorry, Yuki. I have no use for Yuki at the moment. Because of Leon and Shun. Okay. But any increased rating. And then let's do our last 10. Ooh. Yeah, I don't use him either. So that's 3. Wow. Okay, the gold tickets were not friendly to me. It's okay though. We're feeling more rating. More rating. Gold tickets are for rating. Alright, and that's it. Like, it really is that low. So, you know, you go to the thieves, den, collect your coins. Oh, they might have increased the frequency of the pop-ups now, huh? That's interesting. Maybe it's increased when you're pulling gacha. That might be the difference. Because that's 2 splashes for me. And I've only had like 4 splashes in 150 hours. So maybe it's because after you gacha, like drew the tickets, that's where when they the pop-up shows up. Like what I mean is after you do gacha, it pops up. Like what I mean is if people are frequently drawing, that's what's triggering the pop-up for the shop. And since I didn't gacha, I only gachaed in 2 distinct periods. Those are the times that I saw the pop-up. Interesting. I think that's probably why I can understand now why other people might see a lot of pop-up. Because if you get 1 ticket and then you just throw it into the contact, it would probably cause that pop-up to happen. During my gameplay, which was all recorded, by the way, the 1.0 was all recorded, it showed up twice during the end of Palace 1 and the end of Palace 2, and then another 2 times in the middle of Palace 1 and then in the middle of Palace 2, and that was it. Oh wait, and a 5th time, so like 5 in total, because I forgot the one time I gotcha the gold tickets. And that's it. So, and then it happened twice just now. I think the pop-up is due to being triggered from gacha. So if you get 1 ticket and then you go to the contact store and then just draw 1 ticket, then you probably get a splash of that. So I could definitely see how that could be aggressively a turn off. That's one of the things that people were talking about, where how it keep aggressively throwing the ad at you, the shop at you, and I didn't understand. I had no idea what they meant, because in 160 hours and I only see like 5 pop-ups, that's like less than some indie games where like their social media or their Discord would show up, or something would remind you, hey, give us a rating or something. Like, so I didn't understand. Now I kind of understand. If you're gonna like draw from the contacts every like 10 tickets, then you're gonna get hit by that same pop-up. So I will be a little bit more empathetic in that nature, but I won't be seeing those pop-ups until like the next palace at this point, right? Anyways, ratings, more ratings. Okay, we collect. Yep, that's it. I mean, like, I look forward to the next content, really. That's... What does this speech bubble mean? Alright. Oh, and the store is back up again. Okay, that's fine. that one. It's been a while since I've seen this one. Okay, so what else can I tell you about our current thing? So here's one. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So I like playing these modes, and I forgot about Metro of Desire. So I did manage to complete Metro of the terminal station on like Metro of Desire on difficulty 6. It was a very rare run. So what I did was I farmed for 10% setup in the first run, in the first like station, right? The first station, and I managed to take down the boss. What I would say the most manageable boss of the 3 at level. They're at level 89, so they're 20 levels above of my wonder, right? And or actually they're 30 levels above my wonder and 20 levels above my characters, and I was able to do it. So the way the build works, after bootstrapping through it, I was able to scale up to over like 400 to 500%. In fact, I wasn't in danger of dying here. So it is possible, meta-wise, to do whatever you have there. Obviously, I can't do any of these forms, so that's a little bit of a myth point. I'm a little bit miffed by that because it plays into gacha, right? I can't do an electric form because UE is missing. You need 2 electric confidants, right? Or contracts, but I only have 1. So that's kind of, you can do an ice form to clear div 4, but it would take a little bit to get more like the ice skating lady up. And then curse form is the 2. I do have those 2, but I didn't end it up and it requires that you do on a diff that would not work out with the investments that I had, right? Because my lineup did not make these guys durable enough. So they're all level 60s, but they are not durable enough to maybe I could have cleared 4 with those diff 4, but I still managed to achieve what the top diff in the long run, and it took 1 attempt, but I farmed the probability of the setup on the first one. Difficulty diff 5 did not require any farming, so this is like re-rolling. I was mulliganing for the first station in order to meet my potential, and then once I mulliganed for that one first station run, it completed. Because of the way the charms scale, you can still do the top div. So we did 100s. It took me 3 hours to find all these things because we farmed for that, and then 2 days, maybe like 8 hours to get to here. And then this was, I did my dailies and I kind of lackadaisically ran through, and because of fast mode, right? Because of fast mode, it takes like 7 minutes to run. In fact, you can even do this where you quick kill, insta kill all the way to before the last boss, quit out, and you get XP at the top div, and then you repeat. So there's many ways to fill in this very, very quickly, and it is quite a lot of resources. So it was very accessible. When it comes to time, no time at all for me. So if this is like the next event is kind of like this, I will probably get all the resources in like 2 days or less. And that's kind of how I approach gacha games or live service games. Usually live service games, I don't actively try to be efficient, but generally speaking, trying to play it in a way that you can see how you would go about it is kind of my jam. I enjoy doing that. The gacha part is I'm indifferent. Like, this is indifferent to me. Sure, like it's nice to have shiny things. We'll see who the next shiny thing is. Or I know who the next character is, but it's gonna be a while. Probably not gonna be until September before the next character that I'm interested in. So we'll see how they change it up. Tomorrow, actually. How they change it up tomorrow, if anything changes. Yep. And why am I not pulling Ren? Because most people will probably have Ren up as their collaborating companion. And there are other reasons. Yui would be a pretty nice electric source to complement Motoha. Motoha doesn't have a synergy target, and I don't have a good synergy target for Ren. I don't have Xiao, or yeah, I don't have Xiao. Right, I'm missing Xiao. Right, which would be their resonance pair. I'll eventually get her. She's part of the standard banner. So, yep. Anything else I could say? Velvet Room? Where are we at in Velvet Room? Oh, we can do that with plans. So we're at step 3 and step 4. That's about where you're gonna hit because you're gonna hit wall here at technician stage 3, and then these are leveling gaps, right? And in terms of personas, I guess I can show some personas. So we're using Black Rider as our Mudo source since it complements Ren, or people's companions of Ren. And yeah, we have quite a lot of stepping stone personas at the moment. And then this would be the newest guy because Black Rider and Cert would be the newest addition since my Wonder is finally post 60. Yeah. So roughly free to play if you're like someone like me. I don't know what that means at all. Actually, relatively speaking, I would say I'm above average when it comes to theory crafting and understanding where to invest things most of the time, even data mining in general. And this is my first gacha game in a very long while. This is not my first live service game. I've been playing live service games like over 20 years. So my other gacha games, I haven't played any gacha games where I invested money. I played a live service game where I invested money. That would be Neverwinter. And subscription games would be World of Warcraft, right? I've played a subscription game before, and I've put money towards what are some now live service games. Neverwinter actually didn't start as a live service game. When it was live service, I was free to play, right? Technically, it was a buy-in. Did I spend... Oh, I also... technically... Oh, actually, another live service game that I spent money. Hearthstone. Hearthstone is probably the biggest one. Hearthstone is probably the biggest. Every once in a while I throw... I used to when I was playing Standard until Battlegrounds came around. This was pre-Battlegrounds. Yeah, not too bad. There's just not much to do. I know others are saying like, oh yeah, all the time you invested, like it forces you to play Persona, it forces you to buy characters to play, and my very muted objective, or not objective, my muted self, my unemotional, apathetic self is like, you're spending money to play what? I guess you send money on characters, but there's you can't do anything until content comes out. So yes, I know that a lot of other people, the content is the gacha component, and that's why there's a lot of emotional upheaval and lots of divisiveness when they're being mistreated or not being treated better comparatively to other things, right? That's the controversy. For myself, I am excited that they decide to accelerate the schedule because it means I get to play more P5X. I am a power user though, so I am an above average power user, which means that if I invest in a game, I usually consume it very rapidly. So in order for myself to be consistent and not feel emotionally burdened by wanting to constantly log on and stuff, I exercise tranquility here. There's not much FOMO. It's more like insufficient content. I'm a incredibly high functioning content consumer, so I try to fill in the time with other things. I practice language learning, right? I spend most of my time language learning. In fact, it was kind of interesting to see that their distribution was only in English, which makes sense for the cost of running this game. But alternatively, I could actually install the Taiwan server and probably practice reading traditional Chinese. That's one of the things that I've been working on for some time. Simplified is fine too. And or jump on the Japanese server, right, and then practice reading Japanese. That's always a thing. I don't mind the audio. There's other criticisms for this game so far where there's no dub, like English dub. The English dub, like when it comes to Persona series, is incredibly fantastic as well. But also Japanese is sufficient because I'm used to listening to Japanese. This is a really weird one. I'm gonna say, for the record, this is probably the most heavily criticized game I've ever played, or anything in general. I haven't, for the most large part of my life, I haven't really tackled things super controversial until recently. So what are among the top things that are most controversial? This is for posterity because I know most people are not here to, like, they don't go around perusing like, "Ooh, what is this guy's hot take?" But he's not even influential, so that's fair enough. But I would like to say, I'll give you the hot hits right now. So in the last 2 years, or maybe even the last 3 or 4 years, there are some hot examples that I've been involved where people will ask about the controversial takes, right? One of them is definitely P5X. P5X is easily on the negative side now. So for myself, I like playing things. People create things. I see this game as a live service game, largely because I'm agnostic to gacha, right? Personally, it would be kind of fun to do a run. I could see a streaming content for the content where the person will only run without ever pulling contracts. That sounds like an interesting take on it. Nevertheless, right? Maybe ideas for next time. This will remain an a free-to-play thing, right? So it's like other games. It's like life, I suppose. You can make it as hard as you want it to be. Know where your investments are. Know where your emotional investments, right? Both emotional and physical are. For myself, I'm always incredibly grateful that there are people who make a game, who make things that I can consume, like just consume. And I can make comments about it and whatnot, and then see how it affects other people. I will, and I still do, play Persona games, and will continue to do a legacy in the future in 2026. And I play Like a Dragon games. So Like a Dragon games are now a main staple of my, I guess, whatever this legacy is. So yes, Sega ATLUS will continue to be part of my relational status with video games. There are other hot takes. Duolingo is a hot take. So I've been working on the reception of all that stuff. Trendy things. And then before that, probably Cyberpunk 2077's launch. I also enjoyed playing the launch of Cyberpunk 2077. I've yet to go back for the DLC and stuff. It's actually going to be a Spanish run, probably in the future, because I need to upkeep some Spanish. Anyways, those are some hits to demonstrate. But most of the controversial topics, or maybe like divisive or something that everyone has an opinion on kind of situation, is I focus on mental health, behavior, critical thinking, problem solving skills, things of that nature. That feeds into understanding how gacha impacts you emotionally, how you make impulsive decisions, how business models intersect with video game design, right? Microtransactions and what have you. So yeah, it can be more of a, oh, you understand this, so you control your compulsions and whatnot. It's like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna tell you that I don't want these things, right? Like, what I mean is, I'm saying I'm indifferent to contracts. That doesn't mean I don't want them. Like, obviously, if someone gives them to me, I'll happily accept them and play the, show them off, use them in the game's mechanic. However, when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. And sometimes you create other things. So being limited also exercise problem solving skills and challenges. So it's not a cope message. I'm not saying this as a cope message. If you were to give me all the tools, I will still be gladly willing to accept it. But I don't expect everything to come to me at a low cost or low fee or free. I rarely ever go through life feeling entitled even to the basic things that I think other people believe they're entitled to. Like, growing up, I don't even think I was entitled to breaks or rest. Actually, I operated in a way that I can rest when I'm dead. So it might be a very different perspective. But now that I have these privileges, I can't unshackle myself from reminding myself that I get to play games like this because someone makes it for me. So yes, a comparison is there where you can feel gypped or cheated because other people are being treated well, but this game has treated me more than not having the game. So if you're going around and truly believing that this is a waste of your time, then yes, you probably feel like you are in a worse place than you started. Right? That's how I'm taking it. When someone says this game should be canceled, this game should not exist because it's corporate greed and all that stuff, my inclination to try to empathize with those people, or at least try to sympathize with those people, is that their life's experience, their emotional status is lower having played the game than before. Otherwise, if it is higher, but they just want more, to me, that's entitlement. So I want to be very clear. I consider that as entitlement. If your status emotionally was elevated, but it wasn't elevated enough compared to some other group, it's still a positive. But you want as good as the other group, if not more. That's special treatment and entitlement. So for me, that is your right. It is your prerogative to continuously push yourself to be greedy from greedy people. That's your cyclic argument. It's the kettle calling the pot black, right? That's fine. It is your prerogative. It's your right. I often say that if you're emotionally compromised and you feel very depressed, it's great to express that anger, sort of express it in a way that may be coherent, and someone might listen. You might collaborate and find solutions to that negative feeling that you have. For myself, I rarely have negative feelings when it comes to these things because I got to choose if I want to play this game. And this game was an extra part of my life. It's not, I played the game and wow, I need to give me back my time or pay me because I have chosen to play your game. Like, pay me back my time. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Again, as respectful as I can. When someone says, I played this game for 100 hours and now I'm quitting, but before I quit, I also want to burn down the ship and bring down the ship and sabotage the ship at the same time. That's like saying you wish you were paid for the 100 hours you played someone else's things, or like eating the cake and hoping to get a refund for the time you used to eat the cake. That's probably what I... Oh, what happened to the... Okay. So, yeah, that's my thought. It's a little harsher, but I think it's fairly reasonable. If I can respect that, respect the rights of other people expressing their discontent, which I understand, right? If you genuinely feel like you wasted your time on something that you choose to use your time, that is something I focus on most of the time. I hope that those people find other things that will bring them joy, where they choose voluntarily to do, and it brings them joy. I chose to play P5X because it belongs to a lot of things that I'm doing, regardless if it's the first experience or not. I don't rely on first impressions. So, like, for all those people who like, oh, well, if you have a poor first impression, you don't follow through. It's like, life happens. So if you have problems choosing a career and then you look back with regret, I don't live a life of regret. So in this case, whatever experience I had is experience I couldn't have without the contribution of, you know, Blackwing Studios, Perfect World, ATLUS, and SEGA. Now, could I have more? Absolutely. If ATLUS and SEGA and Perfect World, you know, Black Wings respond to this, it's like, we're gonna give you more. It's like, thank you. And I will thank those people who complained about it. It is a complaint. It's not a constructive criticism. A complaint is referring to the feeling in a subjective justifications for equality and changes. It's not a constructive manner. Like, a constructive manner would suggest how the schedule of the stuff be changed, right, in order to accommodate. But a lot of the discontent that I've seen that's most loud are discontents of emotional things. It's kind of ironic because those those closed circles, those echo chambers, are calling their opponents echo chambers as well. So those who support P5X or support ATLUS or SEGA, it's like two groups calling each other shills, or two groups calling each other echo chambers. For myself, I'm doing this and recording this for posterity, for my own use. So yeah, I hope that in the future, maybe a month down the line, the tone will change and a lot of people will be happy on both sides of the things. Fair enough. I think it's a pleasure. It's been quite a privilege and a wonderful side time sink to get to play a game like this without paying for it. And the gacha stuff, that's extra. I got Minami to mess around with. Great. Maybe 6 months down the line when the characters recycle. Actually, the character Ren is going to come back in less time now. It's actually, Ren is going to come back in like less than 3 months. It's probably in September that Ren comes back. So it's less than 3 months. We'll see him, maybe we'll pick him up. We'll pick up Yui, maybe. Who knows? I don't imagine the gacha is gonna stop from getting the stuff, actually. The idea is FOMO. It's the idea of being on up to date. And I can tell you now, whenever someone says you should play P5R, P5R instead of this game, yeah. I missed the P5R train 10 years ago. Almost 10 years. I think it's been 9 years now. So, am I worried? Am I having an urgent need to play a 9-year-old game? Not really. If I get around to playing it, which I will in 2026, I will do that. Generally, FOMO, impulsive buying, collecting. Long story short, when I was a younger age, like maybe when I was a teenager, I thought I got addicted, you know, I was introduced to collecting things. And sure enough, my parents don't have the resources for that. I also don't have the resources for that. So largely, very early in my life, the thing that didn't constantly cause me to spiral into a collectathon, like a pack rat or compulsive collecting, was because I was resource limited. Money, housing, time, all those things were limited. One thing that taught me how to appreciate the things that I have is because of that. So nowadays, I'm often appreciative of things that I don't have to make or pay for. And I will continue to do that to keep myself humble. I like to sometimes give back if I can. Or, like here, just chill, listen to some music that P5X has to offer. And this is the way, in my opinion, to give back. A game that I spent now 150 hours playing. It was a fantastic 150 hours. I hope they continue to do that. And it has very little to do with the contracts. The contracts provided like 10%, if not less. Because the and that I have is a free pick off the off the business plan. And Luferu and Shun are standard. Like they're included. They're part of the story. So, and also the navigator as well. So all my main lineup right now is the base characters. That says a lot, especially hitting 95th percentile and also getting to draw all that gacha, even though I got what I want. And it looks like based on how it works, it's guaranteed. Getting dupes of them, not guaranteed, right? Curious what they're gonna do tomorrow. So this is my wrap up for today. I was gonna play some like a mini game, so we'll do that tomorrow. I wanted to squeeze this in before the maintenance shows up, because maintenance is in whatever this timer is. It's in 5 hours, right? 5 hours and 6 minutes. That'll be 10 minutes. I kind of like that their maintenance. These are basically maintenance timers. So I guess maybe in a little bit more of a happy note. Happy 1 month and happy 1 month launch for Persona 5X, right? Phantom X. Hopefully you make it to the 7 palaces, and we'll look forward to Persona 4 revival news and Persona 6. And maybe Metaphor 2. Like Metaphor 2, number 2, the sequel. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today. It was fun gachaing. I did the 5-6 minute routine for dailies. Man, 6 minutes. That's one for the books. That's the lowest upkeep. As always, if you're gonna watch this later, thank you. If you're a Persona fan, feel free to, follow along. You don't have to play this game, right? You can remove yourself from the gacha, but you can always vicariously or socially like inundate your passion for the other Persona games. I'm more than welcome spoilers. The next arc, the museum arc, is gonna be added, which I'm guessing it's from Persona 5. In 2000, as a teaser, in 2026, Christmas to the New Year's, I'll be starting the Persona Legacy, which complements my Like a Dragon Legacy, because I enjoy what Sega and ATLUS are putting out from a language perspective, a cultural perspective. These games have a lot of social commentary, so feel free to stop on by, and you're always welcome to share them. Share your hot takes on gacha. Sure, you can voice your frustrations. I will probably be able to sympathize, if not intellectually appreciate your talking points, largely because you have to understand all the talking points of gacha. Know what it is like to emotionally be attached to FOMO. Know what it's like to be a comparative person emotionally, like to understand those things, help oneself to feel like they're in control, right? In order for myself to be not compulsively buying or being upset that another server, another really complex situation with business models and whatnot is making me feel bad, I need to understand all those point of views. Then I can negotiate what the information. So for me, the ones that are emotionally upset are the ones that might not necessarily have full awareness of how to reach that tranquility or some sort of balance. For myself, yeah, all of the talking points are valid, so you're more than welcome to come on by, share your frustrations, or even talk about your favorite Persona game. Feel free. My experiences are a bit limited, but you're always welcome. I love exchanging stories, anecdotes, and brainstorming strategies. So until then, stay safe, stay happy, or try to stay happy. Gacha responsibly, right? Minasan, mata ne. I'll see everyone next time. Tomorrow, for 1.2. Bye bye.